RuPaul's Drag Race Season 16 is officially done, and it was full of planes, Janes, and Geneva cars. I'm Grady.
I'm Zach.
And I'm Charisse.
And this is Highlights. Yay.
We're back.
We are back. Charisse is back.
It's true. Hello.
I know. She took a leave of absence, but she is back. I know.
Small little sabbatical.
Yeah. And sometimes we need those. You know. So welcome back.
Thank you.
We're so happy to have you. And I can't wait to hear all of your opinions on these particular set of queens. There's a lot to go over.
It was a ride.
Yes. So we're going to talk all about season 16. We'll start with the scoreboard, kind of like we did with Dragula last time. We'll just get right into the deets. And then we'll branch out and kind of go over everything else that happened along the journey. But I will say, I think I really liked this season.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
Me too.
I am genuinely always ready for it to be over. By the end, right?
You were ready for it to be over like a quarter of the way in.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, oh, are we wrapping up yet?
Like the end of March.
Yeah. But I remember really struggling like the past couple seasons, but this one was okay. Like I liked for the most part what we were putting down every week. And
yeah, it didn't feel as long as past seasons have.
Yeah, I think that, yes, because everybody went home. I think there's only one episode where nobody did. And
I think it was the first two that no one went home because it was Rated Queen.
Yeah, and talent shows.
You're right. So actually there's three because there was one where Nymphia drinks her potion and it didn't end up mattering. We'll talk about it.
That's right.
Yes, right. Yes. So there's only like a couple moments where it felt like maybe we were wasting our time a little bit. But for everything else, like we really got somewhere. And man, that reunion where we did the SmackDown instead, oh, wow.
Really like that part of the format change.
Yeah, there's a lot to cover. So I thoroughly enjoyed it and I'm excited to talk about it today with y'all. So anything else? Did you guys like this season? Were you guys okay with it?
Yeah, I liked it. Liked it better than past season. I did miss the round table reunion bit. I really, really enjoy those because it's when some really good drama teams tends to come up. But I was cool with listening. Well, where they're all like sitting there and they're all like,
oh, like at the
just not like
the last
like in
supper.
Camelot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Queen RuPaul. No, where they all sit there and actually like talk about this season. I really like those because it's normally a really good opportunity for either resolution or some more drama to happen. But the lip sync was cool. Right.
My God. Oh God. Don't speak of them, they'll appear.
But that's what I mean. I, along with Zach, also missed like the lack of the Last Supper and everybody rehashing out there like, Santino, I hate you.
Yeah.
Or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Or you don't love me.
Exactly.
Oh my God. Farrah. All right, so let's get into some of this. So first of all, spoiler alert, like congratulations and Nymphia wind. We're going to talk about how we got there, but I'm not mad at it. I'm fully on Team Nymphia. I mean, at this point, I guess we don't have a choice.
She is our queen.
Right, she is our queen, and that is how it worked out. So if we can get into the scoreboard. So going over some of these challenge wins. We had Rate a Queen, which was a system that was used actually for the first 2 episodes, but was in fact the title of the very first, which involved a talent show. I believe it was MTV Spring Break.
Yeah, it was.
Yes, with Derek Barry. Safira Cristal won that. We then got group 2 of the queens and did another talent show and another Rate a Queen. And I believe that was like the Queen's Choice Awards or something like that. Also hosted by Derek Barry. And the winner of that was Plain Jane. We had the ball challenge after that with the mother of all balls, and mhi'ya Win took that home. That was great.
Yeah, it was.
I loved that. Yeah, that was great. I think that's when she did the tie look, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Iconic.
Yes. Then we had RDR Live, which is the SNL parody, I think, new Drag Race tradition that they're trying to do, which involves sketch comedy. Plasma took that home. I think that was rightfully so also. Episode 5 was Girl Groups, and that was a split win between 4 people. They all just split the prize money too. I thought that was kind of messed up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, remember that? She was like, "We're not giving you each prize money. You will all fight for it between the 4 of you."
To the death.
Yeah, that was Geneva, Megami, mhi'ya, and mhi'ya. There was the Dollhouse Design Challenge where they had to design an outfit for themselves and for the doll. Q took that one home. Then there was the Rusical. I always hate the Rusical. It was the sound of Rusic.
What? You don't like Rusicals? This is the first I am hearing of this. I thought they were your favorite.
Yeah, I thought you would know after the 90 minutes I complained about it when it aired. Plasma won that naturally. Then we had Snatch Game, which was all right, but Plain Jane took that one home. She was hilarious though.
For all of them. So was Safira Cristal though.
Yes.
Oh yeah, she was.
Yes, that was fantastic. See You Next Wednesday, which was another design challenge. And I think that involved like the Gothic runway too.
Yeah, that was the Goth runway.
Q took that one home. Work the World, which was a singing challenge, and I think they had to dance too. Safira took that one home. Corporate Queens, which was where they had to do like the corporate presentations, which they did. It was funny. They did it in lieu of like their stand-up episode that they normally do, which I kind of missed the stand-up format, to be honest. Or like a roast. I would have loved a roast or something.
Oh yeah, roast would have been great.
But this was funny too. And Safira took that one home. We had Bathroom Hunties where they had to design the bathroom and sell the bathroom.
Funny.
It was surprisingly random, good.
But funny.
Yeah, I was really worried about that episode, but it ended up being okay. Plain Jane and Safira took that one home. They were fantastic. Dream team. Drag Race Vegas Live makeovers, where they had to make over the Drag Race Live dancers.
Love this one. This one was fantastic.
Yeah, that was a good episode too.
The birth of Lazy Susan.
I know.
Yeah. Plain Jane took that home because of Lazy Susan. Booked and Blessed, where they had to write their own memoirs, write portions of like a memoir, and then do an interview. And it was like a whole branding challenge around their book. And also to pimp out RuPaul's memoir, which he's touring with right now.
I have some questions about this one when we get there.
Good.
The House of Hidden Meanings?
Yeah. Yes. mhi'ya Win won that one. Then we had the reunion, which was also a lip sync Lollapalooza SmackDown. And Morphine ended up winning that. So it was only the eliminated queens, and she won the title of She'd Already Had Hers. As a title only held by Raja previously. And then we had our grand finale where the top 3 went head to head and mhi'ya won. So there's that. So stopping right here, let's talk about challenge wins. You had something about the book challenge. Let's just dive in there. What What's your problem? I'm just kidding.
So what's wrong with you? I guess so do the queens get to choose everything about how their book is designed, or is it kind of like they do the photo shoot and then production comes up with a book design for them?
As in
Because
production put Q in the bowl of soup?
yeah, which was such a choice. So like if Q decided that, then I guess, whatever. That it just doesn't seem like none of them really seemed like covers that they themselves would have picked. Like I understand the photo shoot portion of it, but who designs the actual book? Because then they judge so much of that challenge based on how their book looks. And all they did was pose for pictures. Like you can turn that into anything with the right or wrong backdrop and design. So I guess I just don't quite understand the level of involvement the queens have in that book design.
That's fair. Oh, you want answers? Okay, so
no answers, damn it.
Yeah.
Well,
everything.
Because then it seems staged. Like production could very easily, like a queen could do really, really well in her photo shoot, but then give her a really crap book design that when they see it come time for the judges, they're gonna be like, well, that's crap. We don't want that. We're gonna go with whoever we wanted to go with in the first place. It just seems really fixed.
Okay.
Is my problem with it.
Yeah. Wow. We're going for it already. Okay. So my understanding of the challenge is that they one, design their own look, so what they wear for said shoot, right?
Mm-hmm.
They choose their title, right? And what their overall theme of the book is. And then I believe they provide like what's called like a treatment, which is this is what my vision of it would look like. And then production takes that and puts the pieces together. However, in the real world, normally you would give someone like a treatment and then you would get to look at it and then finalize it. And that's the part I don't think that they got to do.
So there's a very real possibility that Q said, I want alphabet soup on my book cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was the vibe I got even in the critiques, was that her whole thing was because her name is a letter, she thought it would be funny to do like this alphabet soup.
Okay. It's just the final product was not giving for me.
Yeah.
I guess I just wanted to know if and when there was a disconnect between this looks good and this looks like crap.
Yeah. Well, that's why the bitch went home. No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
Just kidding. Sort of. Yeah, but that was my kind of basic understanding.
Okay, I guess that makes more sense.
It
was interesting. It was an interesting challenge, I guess, because I mean, I guess in my mind, I'm comparing it to like past, book challenges where it felt like the queens were a little more involved in all parts of it.
Yeah. Like which ones?
What's the one? I think it's
quickly.
What did they? Thanks.
I'm just kidding.
Did they do one in season 2?
Whoa.
Where they had to like go on and like promote their book, and they had to like do a yeah, because that's where we got that iconic berry acai vodka bit from Jessica Wilde. She's supposed to be promoting her book, and I love this drink.
Yeah,
so like right. I think that's in my mind, that's what I was comparing it to, but maybe it's it's old, so maybe it's just different.
Yeah, I think the one that comes to mind is like the perfume challenge.
Yeah,
where Alaska did Red for Filth.
Red.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, which was branding genius because that's something she still uses today.
Mm-hmm.
She has a whole album called Red for Filth. So
yeah,
good for her. But yeah, I guess I could see that. Like I think it's that extra step where I don't think they really got to look at the final proofs of the covers.
But they definitely tell them, like, oh, this is what I want it to look like.
Yeah.
Because Raven was like, oh, it's gonna look like a yard sale or whatever, right? And so she gets the chair and she does all the thing, and
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
But they had 2 book challenges I was gonna say this semester, but this season.
This
As
semester.
I know,
Drag
so
you.
awkward.
Feels like
So
that.
awkward. So, because they had a mini challenge with the book, and they had to do quick drag.
Yes. You're
And
right.
Oh,
then
that's right. I forgot
they
about
did
that.
a longer version, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, they're gonna do 2 of the same thing? What is happening right
Yeah.
now?"
And Q still did alphabet soup.
Just
Even
really
with
She
that
learned
warm-up.
nothing. Yeah. Learned nothing. Wow. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it was, to be fair, one of my least favorite of the challenges. One, because I'm like, the only reason they're doing books is because RuPaul's releasing a book, which, you know what? Cross promotion. Totally fine. Whatever. But I do think, especially because of kind of what you're saying, like, you kind of need to be able to judge off of what they can actually finally present as a whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, right. Well, like even in the example that Charisse gave with Raven, like Raven had that idea and she had props and she organized it all to this is how I want it to look for
Yeah.
the photo shoot, where it wasn't just Raven on a chair. Like
Yeah.
she got to express her vision, work with professionals, and say, "This is what I want to do. How do I do this?" Which I think exercises more of what would be expected of someone in the role of next Drag Race superstar, because you have to do all that kind of stuff. This seemed very they were just there and were told
Yeah.
what to do. I think that's the problem I had with it.
Yeah. I think the main part of the challenge was like the interview that they did and what they did there. But then
It was also interacting with Rue, though, because Rue really helped every single person in the photo shoot.
Yeah, it's like
that's
the most
true.
active Rue has been on a challenge in a really long
Yeah, I don't
time.
know what was going on there.
But I
But
liked
here's the
it because
thing.
that's what I liked about the older season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm sorry, Charisse, I cut you off.
No, Zach, I was totally going to agree. That's what I liked about the older seasons too. And I appreciated the fact that, like, there's still the walk room, or there's still the walkthrough in the workroom and stuff. And they can still get to know her, RuPaul, and still have interactions with her and stuff. But the photo shoot that they did for the book cover was so much more intimate. They spent so much more time with RuPaul. RuPaul was really helping with, oh, this is what you want to look like. Let me help you with this. You should pose like this. Yes, that looks great. No, hold your face like this. Yes, that
Yeah.
looks beautiful. And really giving them a lot of feedback.
And running
instead of-
around. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
she's so
It's like,
active.
what is
And
happening?
most of the
She had her good
time,
meds that day.
like
Yeah.
when they do photo shoots for the first episode or whatever, RuPaul's like, okay, here is this gigantic fishbowl. Now jump. We will take pictures. Here is this giant Tic Tac bowl. Jump. We will take pictures. And like there isn't that
Yes.
much direction.
I
Right.
think maybe the difference between like a first challenge photo shoot and like something at this point in the game, like I think at that point Rue is still trying to see what they have initially, and then by this point in the game it's let me help you polish that so that you can know what looks good by this point in the game.
That's a solid point, actually, because I think a big part of like what those initial like mini, because they're mini challenges essentially, but the mini challenge photo shoots is he's just trying to make them like messed up and funny. Like he wants to wreck their entrance looks,
For sure. Like the
Right.
Amazon
We had
picture
one of those, right?
challenge.
Right.
Yeah. When
We
they
had one
first
of those
got
this
there,
season, right? In
season
the front.
one. Yeah, when they were supposed to take
Mhm.
pictures and pretending like they were going to steal somebody's Amazon package.
Yeah. So
that's
and
right.
then episode 2 was the DMV.
Yes, the DMV. I forgot about that one.
Yeah,
That's right.
that's where we first met mhi'ya, and she fell asleep, and RuPaul was like, "Is she sleeping? Like, what's happening?" Yeah, love that. Love that. I love a winner that can fall asleep in front of RuPaul and actually still take home the prize.
Right? But
she just knew. She knew going into that. She's like, I got this.
Yeah.
I'll take a nap.
Wow, I just totally lost a queen's name. Narcolepsy.
Was she your favorite?
Jinx?
Yes.
Jinx
Yes,
Monsoon?
Jinx Monsoon. I don't know where that name went. Oh my gosh, right
That's so
now.
funny. Rue's forgotten it too.
She fell asleep.
It's the curse of
She
Jinx.
fell asleep all the time.
She fell
Still
asleep
won
all the time.
all
Which
the
is weird
time.
because it seems like she doesn't now. Like, I don't know
I
what's changed in
know.
her life. Yeah.
Different meds?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. She's not falling off the Broadway stage or anything.
I would have to agree.
She's
Oh,
making
yeah.
it work, you know. That's so funny. I love that video of RuPaul at DragCon where he can't remember Jinx's name.
Oh my gosh, I know.
And he's like, and this one, yeah. Anyways. Any other challenges that stood out to you?
I mean, I always loved quick drag. Quick drag's always my favorite.
Yeah. They're getting surprised. Some of them are really good at it now.
Yeah,
Like they're practicing before they go there.
Drag Race, there's a lot of homework to go before you even get there.
Oh yeah.
There's so much involved now, even compared to the first few seasons. I'm just in awe.
Yeah. Dawn said she
and
had
you only have so
spreadsheets.
much time to do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get the call and it's not long. I want to say I think sometimes it's like a month. Like you get
Which really
it's
isn't a
not
lot of time
long.
to come up with stuff
No.
like that.
No. So it's a lot. So I know Dawn said she had like several spreadsheets, like she was going over like what the potential challenges were. I mean, you'd think she'd do better with all that work, but but yeah, it's a lot of stuff to do.
I will say I love Dawn's confessionals.
Dawn's
Oh yeah,
adorable.
she's pretty good at confessionals.
They were probably one of my favorites.
Dawn is just so wholesome. I really loved Dawn's What You Packing too. Like she just had a really good time with Michelle.
She did.
Yeah. And they had the
She looks like that would be really fun to sit and kiki with.
Yeah. She's fun. She's cute. She's Dawn.
What did you guys think about the Rita Queen?
Oh yes. I'm so glad you brought this up. And it is one of our topics. Let's go into it. I found it to be interesting. I don't know that it was used effectively.
Are you kidding me? I love the fact that Plain Jane weaponized it.
No, that's fine. But I mean, in terms of calm down. No, nobody's coming for Plain.
She is back for blood, bitch.
I know.
After you.
I know. I didn't even say anything about Plain. And she was like, don't touch her.
I'm so like, as far as like a villain for the season, I am so glad that Plain Jane even like considered doing it. I was like, good for you. Work that system, work that game for you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it worked out really well for her. I like the idea of it. And if you've ever seen The Circle on Netflix, either of you? No. Cute.
No,
so it's a reality show, kind of like Drag Race, actually. In the sense that it's a reality show. I don't know why I said they're the same thing. But
are they dressing up? Or is it a makeup challenge? Or
costumes, book challenges, runways?
No, I mean in the sense that like they tend to like build a community off their seasons. So they do like they have all stars, like returning faces. It's like a bigger, larger brand.
So it's like its own thing.
Yeah, and it started in the UK and there's a US version, which is they just released a new season, actually. But the idea is that everybody lives in this apartment building, and it's the same one that the UK uses. So they have this like building that they own, and all the contestants live there, but they can't meet each other or interact. Their only interaction is through social media, which is a platform called The Circle. and they have to become influencers. It's like this whole thing. So then they rate each other exactly like in Rate a Queen.
Oh.
And the twist is that some people are catfishing, so they'll come in and play like as their mom, or they'll play as like some other random person. The Spice Girls were on a season playing as like a random person, and nobody knew it was the Spice Girls. Yeah, it was this. It's a crazy show, but it's really awesome. So I love the idea of it. Like, I would love to see Rate a Queen as like an all stars format, and just keep it all season, for example.
Yeah, so that was my issue with it. Is I really liked the idea of it, but we did it for those first 2 episodes, and then that was it. And I feel like it really didn't accomplish anything,
No.
except to kind of confuse what the gag of the season was going to be, which didn't really end up being anything. Like we did that, and then whoever won got the potions, but the potions were kind of pointless anyway. Like,
Yep.
I wish they would have just gone for it and just made the whole season about that, kind of like the plunger from All Star 7,
Yeah.
and just committed to it, because it was pretty gaggy, and I thought it would have made the season a little more fun.
Yeah, I agree. I would love to see it like on an All Stars season or something. I love the concept of it, but we didn't really spend enough time with it.
I loved the shit talking that occurred during the ratings. Like, hands down, that was better than any Untucked this whole season. Was just the two, her drag was bunk, I'm gonna put her last, and like all the shady little comments.
Which is also the beauty of the circle. If you watch it, I love it so much. I want to be on that show. Anyways, let me power through the scoreboard. I want to circle back to some things. Let's see. Talked about challenge wins. Let's talk about money. So this is what everybody walked away with in terms of cash. So Tsunami Muse walked away with $12,500. Sophia Cristal walked away with $60,400, mainly because of miscongeniality. Hugh walked away with $10,700. Plasma walked away with $10,000. Nymphia, winning the whole thing, walked away with $216,950 before taxes. Plain Jane walked away with $43,100. Morphine Love Dion walked away with $50,700 because of the SmackDown. Without the SmackDown, she walked away with 700 books. That's it.
She got lucky.
Yeah, she really did, honestly. Especially Mirage didn't get nothing.
Mirage's talent show was everything.
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
Her and Saphira, hands down, my favorite.
Oh yeah, I love. We'll see Mirage again, I'm sure, someday. I love Mirage.
It's true. I missed her when she was here local.
Yeah, I love Mirage. It's unfortunate the way she made certain choices. Megami walked away with $1,250. Maya Iman LePage, after all that hard work, walked away with $2,050. Geneva Carr walked away with $1,250 as well. Hershey and Amanda both got Zippo. And Dawn, who was there most of the season, got $700.
Oh no.
Yeah. That does not pay for anyone's wardrobe.
No.
Oh my goodness.
No.
Well, she gets up her booking fee.
Yeah. And I think it was this season. I'm not sure. But they did start to give stipends for a wardrobe a little bit.
Oh, that's right. We talked about that on a previous highlight season.
Yeah. Still though, this is not okay. Track record. So in case you're wondering how these numbers shook out, here's a bunch of numbers to look at.
Oh my god, please leave that in.
I will. And I will loop it. um, so a couple things I want to point out on here is one, Morphine, for as much as everybody loves her, for as far as she went, and for winning the SmackDown, has one of the worst track records I think I've ever seen on this show. Look at this.
So if I'm gonna be honest, I didn't see Morphine making it that long.
Me neither.
And I'm not
Yeah,
trying to
same.
talk poorly about anyone. What I think is hilarious is that the three of us, based on our bracketology picks, because I can look at your picks after the picks have already been awarded points, we
Yes.
all chose the same people from a certain week on.
Yeah, I would say, yeah. Because
And
they were
all of
clear
us,
front runners.
oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
None of them
just,
were
like I
Morphine.
said, based on those clear front runners of Saphira, Nymphia, and Plain Jane, I didn't see Morphine making it to the fourth.
Absolutely not.
I saw Dawn or Q
Yes.
further than Morphine loved Dion. Even Plasma for a long time, I saw making it to the top four before Morphine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because technically, what's interesting to me about this is after all the flack mhi'ya got for how low she was performing all season, how awful she was doing, what her looks looked like, all that stuff. Her track record's better than it's
Even for
so
lip
weird.
syncing that many times.
Yes, it's so weird. It's so bizarre. Um, I love that
I'm sorry.
Megami's kind of just at a baseline, but Megami's at an even zero. Um,
I was so excited for Megami when she came out, like her entrance look and all kinds of stuff. Like the first episode always gets me
yes.
super excited. And then by the second or third episode, I'm like, do I still like that person? And I think that sometimes it's a horrible thing to say.
Just like your social circles.
It's true.
That's how I am at work. I'm like, do I still care about this person? I'm gonna cut that out.
It's true. But I like to a certain extent, I feel like Plasma kind of pigeonholed herself to a certain extent. I feel like Morphine pigeonholed herself to a certain extent. I feel like some of the queens just I don't want to say didn't show me enough of themselves, but
But it's exactly that though.
Mhm.
maybe blaming it on the
it's like
edit,
they
they
come
seemed one
no.
dimensional.
No, it's like they come, as Bianca once said, you came into this competition with an act. I think these people came into the competition with an act like Plasma for sure. She was
Yeah.
super niche, and I really liked her at the beginning because I thought, cool, I already like her. Maybe she can show us some more
Right.
and how versatile she can
Yeah.
be. Um,
Yeah.
and it worked out that she couldn't at all. And it was really disappointing
It
because
was.
because she really Rachel buried herself up until the end. It was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is really your whole shtick. Never mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unsubscribing. Um, and what's I didn't understand about Maya on the page is that she does the same thing. Like she is all about Queen of Flips, and she didn't really have that much versatility and didn't show us anything different about herself. And to an extent, neither did Morphine. Morphine
Even
just pretty.
even then though, Maya Iman LePage didn't do the flips when she could have obviously done the flips. Like even Michelle Visage was like, you called your doll the queen of the flips, but you didn't even do a flip.
Yeah.
Right. So she didn't even do the thing that she came and advertised herself as. So
Yeah.
it was like, okay, well then what are you doing
Yeah.
here?
Yeah.
And that's where the certain queens, I was like, but do I still like this person? And I like I said, it makes me feel like a horrible, horrible person to say that because of course, obviously, I love all the queens that were on this season. The season was great. I don't think that anyone is bad. I don't think anyone should be disparaged on social media. I am in no way trying to give critiques without love. let me be clear.
Yeah.
I was super excited about Plasma. I really liked her first few runways. And then I feel like other horses in the game or in the race kind of got a few steps ahead of her.
Yeah.
But the frustrating thing about that is sometimes it's so like how like so I would make the same argument about Plain Jane, because arguably I didn't really understand who Plain Jane was by the end either, especially in that finale. I was like, I know nothing about you except that you're Russian. And you didn't give me anything
Russian
different
to
about
the
you
exit.
except that you're Russian and you pad well with a bodysuit. Like, so it's weird how sometimes it really works for some queens, and then for other queens it doesn't work at all.
Yeah.
So I will totally agree with you. I definitely expected more from Plain Jane.
I mean, with a name like Plain.
There were runways that I was like, girl, are you gonna give me another bodysuit? Are you I'm sorry, I didn't mean to try to say that word. I was like, girl, are you really gonna give us
Let 'em fly.
another tired bodysuit? But really, this is like the third week in a row, and I'm gonna get another tired bodysuit. Like, I can't just I cannot handle one more tired bodysuit.
Yeah. I mean, even just looking at these numbers, I mean, she did really, I mean, aside from that, Plain carried herself. Like, she did fine.
I love Plain Jane. Like, I was totally in it for her to win. Hands down. Hands down. Love her. And then in the last 3 episodes, I was like, oh, she's not gonna win.
Yeah.
I'm so sad.
But I mean, even looking at these numbers, like there's clear front. What is happening? Oh, there you are. No, it's okay. Sorry. I looked down and I came up and everything was different. Yeah, you guys switched places. The camera was facing a different way. I looked away for 1 second, and then all of a sudden, everything.
I'm sorry.
My battery light came on because I'm using my husband's laptop, so I was like, oh shit, I didn't plug it in. So I had to go run and plug it in real quick.
I was like, oh, and I'm tired of myself. Okay, cool.
That's our show, everybody.
Yeah. No, but looking at these numbers, like there's the clear front runners were there from the jump, and they stayed that way. Final rankings were Nymphia obviously in first, Saphira Crystal in second. She also won Miss Congeniality. Third was Plain Jane. Fourth was Q. And fifth was Morphine. Love Dion. She also won the SmackDown. Queen of She Done Already Done had hers. Sixth was Dawn. Seventh was mhi'ya. Eighth was Plasma. Ninth was Tsunami, also won Miss Congeniality. 10th was Megami. 11th was Geneva Carr. 12th was a mandatory meeting. Oh yeah, I almost forgot these two. Huh. 13th was Mirage. 14th was Hershey LaCour-Jeté, which, first of all, Gen Z, can we calm down with these drag names? Look at the way she spells this stupid bitch ass name. Hershey. I'm sorry. I hated this. It's a pain in the ass to type and to remember how to spell, and for no reason. Sorry. Old man yells at cloud. But it's annoying. Anyways, that was the scoreboard. All right, all of you listening out there, that is where we are going to stop part 1. Be on the lookout next week for part 2 as we continue our review of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 16. If you are listening to us on a podcast platform, please subscribe and leave us a review. We would really appreciate that. If you are watching us on YouTube and enjoying us there and enjoying all the visuals I've prepared, please hit the subscribe button to the PG Media channel so you don't miss out. Also, leave a like and a comment. We'd appreciate that as well. With that being said, as always,
thank you for watching highlights.
And we will see you next time.